Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Satanic Hispanics, and this is a new horror B-movie kind of anthology, all focusing on Hispanic, Latino filmmakers, and you have a nice group of creators here that are each kind of bringing their own zest to these different stories. But at the center of it, you have Sonia Eddy and Greg Grunberg, who are two detectives who find this traveler, Efrain Ramirez, and they find him in this house in El Paso that's like a slaughterhouse. And he's the only survivor, and they're interrogating him, and these are like the framed narratives of the film. And he's telling all these crazy stories that delve into like vampires and the undead and demons. And if you look at the poster of this film, there's quite the interesting entity that you see here, and you see all this like dark magic and stuff like that in each of these stories. I think the framing device is mysterious and interesting enough to like, okay, that's a interesting way to pull this all together, because anthology films are hard to be able to bring together in that way. But you have each of these stories, and each of them hit in a little different way, and some of them are a little bit more intense and serious, while others really dive into like this dark humor about it. I feel like the ones that have more of a dark humor really hit for me. There's like this vampire story that I thought was absolutely excellent, and it was such a fun time and such an interesting take on vampirism and how it's playing around with conventions and stuff like that. It has a great dark humor about it. But, you know, you do have these other ones that are a little bit more intense, but consistently across the board, there's scary moments. There's really good makeup and character design throughout each of these stories. It's very creative and interesting in what it's doing. I wish that there was a little bit more consistently tonally, or even a little bit more thematically, to kind of pull this together, because, you know, that's always the challenge of an anthology. It's like, why are these just not short films? Why are they smashed together? I do feel like they all have this uniquely specific Hispanic perspective, which I think really works, and that's what is the basis for tying these all together. And I think each of these directors bring a nice flair to the story that they're telling in particular, and they're all very talented. And this is a very entertaining film. I don't know if it really comes together fully as this singular entity, but it's something that I would definitely continue to want to go back and enjoy and have a fun time with. It's one of those kinds of films that it has scares, it has some dark laughs, a little bit of intrigue and mystery about it. So it has a lot of things going for it. Even if it isn't consistent in quality or tone, at least each of these little stories has something to offer. And in the end, none of them are bad. None of them are like, oh, I wish I didn't watch that one. They all have their own elements that work. They'll gross you out, they'll freak you out, they'll scare you, and sometimes you'll laugh too. But those are my thoughts on Satanic Hispanics. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.